Growth is not born in comfort. It is forged in friction. Discomfort is the invisible forge where your character, discipline, and resilience are hammered into shape. Every great person, every visionary, every leader, every ath creator has one thing in common. They learn to live inside discomfort. While the world seeks warmth, they seek fire because they understand one truth. Comfort might feel good, but it never makes you better. Think about the human body. Muscles grow only when they are torn. Bones strengthen under pressure. The mind sharpens when it's challenged. Nature itself teaches this lesson every day. The diamond forms under pressure, the pearl grows inside irritation, and the seed must break to sprout. Nothing valuable comes from ease. Discomfort is the law of growth written into the very structure of life. But here's the problem: most people run from it. We build lives designed to avoid even the slightest inconvenience. We scroll instead of study. We complain instead of commit. We choose the couch over the cold morning run because comfort whispers a lie. You deserve it. The truth is the opposite. You don't deserve comfort until you've earned it through struggle. Every shortcut you take to avoid pain is a debt you'll eventually have to pay with interest, in regret. When you voluntarily step into discomfort, something powerful happens. You reclaim control over yourself. Every time you choose the harder option, the early wake up, the extra rep, the difficult conversation, the lonely hour of work when no one's watching, you are building a muscle no gym can train: willpower. That willpower becomes your armor. It protects you from laziness, fear, and self-doubt. It makes you unshakable when life tests you. And it will test you. The difference between the strong and the weak isn't talent or luck. It's tolerance for discomfort. The strong have trained their minds to say, I can keep going even when it hurts. The weak, on the other hand, retreat at the first sign of pain. But strength isn't given. It's earned in the moments you want to quit and don't. Each time you refuse to surrender, you're reinforcing a deeper belief: I can trust myself. Discomfort doesn't just build resilience, it builds clarity. When you strip away ease, distractions, and instant gratification, you face yourself. You begin to see what truly matters. You realize that growth and happiness aren't found in avoiding pain, but in conquering it. You stop asking for things to get easier and start asking for the strength to handle harder things. So the next time discomfort shows up, when you're exhausted, anxious, or uncertain, don't resist it. Step into it. Smile at it. Because that discomfort isn't there to punish you. It's there to prepare you. It's your teacher, your training ground, your mirror. It's the birthplace of every ounce of strength you'll ever have. True progress will never meet you in comfort. It waits for you just beyond it. Our world is engineered for ease, and it's killing our willpower. Growth demands voluntary discomfort. We live in an era of unprecedented comfort. Food arrives at our door with a few taps. Information appears instantly on glowing screens. We can escape boredom, pain, and effort with one swipe, one click, one distraction. Every inch of modern life is designed to make things easier. But what no one tells you is that this ease comes with a silent cost. It weakens the muscle of your mind. Human beings were not built for constant comfort. Our ancestors hunted, built, endured cold, and fought to survive. Their struggles forged instincts of resilience, focus, and strength. But today, that same instinct is being starved. We no longer have to fight for food, endure the weather, or challenge our limits. We've built a bubble around ourselves, a bubble of convenience, and now we're suffocating inside it. This is the modern disease, comfort addiction. It's not physical, but it's every bit as destructive. It's the slow decay of your potential caused by an overdose of ease. You don't even realize it's happening because it feels good. Comfort seduces you quietly. It whispers, you deserve to rest when you haven't earned it. It says, take it easy when you should be pushing harder. Over time, it steals the sharpness from your spirit. You stop taking risks. You stop chasing growth. You stop becoming who you could be, all because the couch is soft, the phone is entertaining, and the world makes it easy not to care. The truth is, every convenience has a price. The more we automate, the less we activate. The more we escape discomfort, the less we evolve. Think about it. The strongest version of you doesn't come from luxury. It comes from challenge. It comes from choosing the difficult thing when an easier path is right in front of you. That's why voluntary discomfort is not just an idea. It's a survival skill. In a world where comfort is everywhere, you must choose pain on purpose. Take the cold shower. Wake up earlier. Learn something hard. Push your limits before life pushes them for you. Because if you don't train your willpower, the modern world will erase it. When everything comes easy, effort becomes rare. And what is rare becomes powerful. The ability to delay gratification, to endure struggle, to do what needs to be done even when it hurts, that's the new superpower. Comfort may give you pleasure today, but it will rob you of pride tomorrow. Discomfort may hurt in the moment, but it will build a strength that no comfort can ever give you. The difference between a life of meaning and a life of mediocrity is your relationship with discomfort. So look around. Everyone's addicted to ease. Don't join them. Be the one who chooses discomfort, not because it's pleasant, but because it's powerful. Because while comfort might keep you safe, it will never make you strong. We live in a world that fears pain, a world that treats suffering as a curse instead of a lesson. The moment something hurts, we rush to escape it. We numb it, avoid it, or bury it under distractions. But what if pain was never meant to destroy you? What if pain is not punishment, but preparation? Pain is the oldest and most honest teacher you'll ever have. It doesn't lie, it doesn't flatter, and it doesn't care about your excuses. It exposes you, strips you down to your rawest self. And in that exposure, it reveals your truth. Pain shows you who you are when there's nothing left to hide behind. Think about it. Every powerful transformation in life begins with pain. The pain of breaking a bad habit, the pain of discipline when motivation is gone, the pain of failure before success, the pain of letting go of something that's holding you back. You see, suffering isn't the enemy of growth. It's the gateway to it. Every time you face pain and refuse to quit, you take back control from your fears. You prove to yourself that you are stronger than your emotions, that you can choose action over avoidance, purpose over panic. Pain teaches self-control. It teaches you that you can feel anger, sadness, exhaustion, and still act with discipline. That's mastery. The ability to move forward even when every part of you wants to stop. That's what separates those who wish from those who win. It also teaches focus. Pain strips away distractions. When you're in discomfort, you stop caring about opinions, noise, or validation. Pain forces you into the present moment, into reality. It asks one simple question. What are you going to do now? And your answer defines you. But perhaps the most powerful lesson pain gives is mastery. Not mastery over others, mastery over yourself. Every time you push through discomfort, you train your mind to obey your purpose instead of your feelings. You stop being a slave to comfort. You start being the master of your will. Most people run from pain, but those who embrace it evolve through it. They learn that pain is temporary, but the lessons it brings are permanent. When you start viewing pain as a teacher, every hardship becomes an opportunity. Failure becomes feedback. Struggle becomes strategy. Every scar becomes a story of strength. Remember this, the pain you feel today is the strength you'll stand on tomorrow. It's not here to punish you. It's here to shape you. It's the price life charges for greatness, and everyone has to pay it. The difference is that the weak see it as a burden, while the strong see it as a blessing. So the next time life hurts, don't ask, why me? Ask, what is this trying to teach me? Because pain is not your enemy. It's your mentor, tough, honest, and absolutely essential. The body gives up only after the mind does. Learning to control the voice that says, stop, is the real battle. Every person who has ever pushed their limits, a soldier, an athlete, an artist, an entrepreneur, will tell you the same truth. Your body is not the problem. Your body can go farther than you think. It's your mind that quits first. The moment your brain whispers, stop, your muscles obey. The mind sets the limits long before the body reaches them. This is the silent war every human being faces. The war between the part of you that wants comfort and the part that craves greatness. And the battlefield isn't out there in the world. It's inside your head. Winning this war is the essence of willpower. Your body might feel tired. Your heart might race. Your lungs might burn. But those are signals, not stop signs. They're your body's way of asking, are you sure you want this? And the answer has to come from your mind. When your mind says yes, the body follows. The truth is, most people never discover their real limits because they surrender to mental resistance long before physical exhaustion arrives. The discomfort in your mind always shows up before the pain in your body. It's that inner voice that starts whispering, you've done enough, or this isn't worth it. But if you can learn to silence that voice, or better yet, Replace it with one that says, keep going. You unlock a power most people will never experience. Mental resistance is the gatekeeper to your potential. It's the invisible wall between who you are and who you could be. Every time you push through it, you expand what's possible for you. That's why the most powerful individuals in history weren't necessarily the strongest or the smartest. They were the ones who mastered their own minds. They trained their inner dialogue until quitting was no longer an option. This control doesn't happen overnight. It's built through small acts of defiance. When you do one more rep, run one more minute, study one more hour, even when your mind screams, enough. Each time you resist that inner resistance, you gain a layer of mental armor. Eventually, your threshold for discomfort grows so high that ordinary struggles don't shake you anymore. You stop being ruled by emotion and start being guided by discipline. The human mind is both your greatest enemy and your greatest weapon. Left uncontrolled, it will sabotage you with fear and doubt. But when trained, it becomes unstoppable, a force that drives you through pain, fatigue, and chaos with clarity and purpose. So when you feel that moment coming, when everything inside you begs to stop, pause, breathe, and remind yourself this is the battle, the moment of truth. Your body isn't finished. Your energy isn't gone. You're simply meeting the edge of your mind. And if you can push 1 inch past that edge, that's where transformation begins. Because in the end, strength isn't measured by how much your body can take. It's measured by how long your mind refuses to give up. Daily micro struggles, waking early, training, saying no, forge unstoppable momentum. When people talk about success, they often imagine one massive breakthrough, one heroic act, one defining moment that changes everything. But the truth is, greatness doesn't come from intensity. It comes from consistency. It's not about what you do once in a while when you feel motivated. It's about what you do every single day, especially when you don't. Consistency is the silent force behind every strong mind, every powerful body, every disciplined life. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting. It's repetition. The same small actions repeated so many times they become part of who you are. It's waking up early when no one's watching, training when you're tired, reading when you'd rather scroll, saying no when every cell in your body wants to say yes. Those small daily battles, those micro struggles are the real tests of willpower. They may seem insignificant, but each one deposits a little bit of strength into your mental bank account. And over time, those deposits add up to unstoppable momentum. Intensity burns fast, but consistency builds forever. Anyone can be intense for a day, go all in at the gym, study for 10 hours straight, make bold promises. But what happens the next morning? Intensity fades. Motivation disappears. The real warriors are the ones who show up anyway, day after day, quietly, relentlessly, without applause. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Dreamers rely on mood. Dreamers wait for my routine. Dreamers, they always depend on discipline. Consistency is how ordinary people create extraordinary results. It's how you transform chaos into progress and effort into excellence. The secret is to fall in love with the process, to build habits that operate even when your mind doesn't want to cooperate. Because discipline isn't about doing more. It's about doing what matters every single day until it becomes second nature. Think of it like building a wall. Every brick you lay may look small, but laid with patience, they create something unbreakable. If you keep stacking small wins day after day, you build an identity that can't be shaken. You stop needing to get motivated because your habits take over. You become someone who doesn't need to try. You just are. And here's the truth about momentum. Once it's built, it's hard to stop. Every act of consistency strengthens the next one. Each small victory makes the next challenge easier. That's why the hardest part of any journey isn't doing the impossible. It's doing the simple things long enough for them to matter. So don't chase the thrill of short-term intensity. Build the quiet power of long-term consistency. Wake up, do the work, and repeat, not for a week, not for a month, but until it becomes part of your DNA. Because in the end, greatness isn't forged in rare moments of passion. It's built in the boring repetition of small struggles done with purpose. Consistency doesn't demand perfection. It demands persistence. And persistence, not intensity, is what makes you unstoppable. When you connect pain to purpose, it transforms from torture into transformation. Pain without purpose breaks you, but pain with purpose builds you. The difference between those two outcomes is not the level of suffering. It's the meaning behind it. When you suffer for no reason, it feels like punishment. But when you suffer for something bigger than yourself, a dream, a mission, a belief, that pain becomes power. Every person who has achieved something extraordinary has gone through seasons of suffering, long nights, silent failures, isolation, doubt, exhaustion. But they didn't see their pain as pointless. They connected it to purpose. They knew that the price of progress is discomfort. And instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" they asked, "What is this doing for me?" That shift in perspective changes everything. When pain serves a purpose, it no longer feels like torture. It feels like training. The same struggle that once made you want to quit becomes the fire that keeps you going. You stop seeing suffering as a barrier and start seeing it as the path. Because real power doesn't come from avoiding pain. It comes from using it. Suffering reveals what truly matters to you. If you're willing to endure discomfort for it, that's your purpose. Think about it. The athlete who wakes up before dawn to train isn't driven by punishment. They're fueled by purpose. The student who studies long after others have gone to sleep isn't suffering in vain. They're chasing mastery. The parent who sacrifices sleep to provide for their child isn't complaining. They're powered by love. Purpose turns pain into meaning. When your suffering is tied to a mission, every hardship becomes sacred. You stop feeling sorry for yourself. You start feeling proud because you know you're paying the price for something worthy. That's why people who live with purpose don't crumble under pressure. They rise under it. Their pain doesn't drain them. It defines them. And here's the secret: pain that is chosen is always lighter than pain that is forced upon you. When you willingly step into discomfort for something that matters, you reclaim your power. You stop being a victim of pain and become the architect of it. You shape it, direct it, and transform it into progress. Purpose gives suffering a destination. Without it, pain is just chaos, random, senseless, heavy. But with purpose, pain becomes a compass that points you toward your highest self. It's the fuel that drives persistence when motivation fades, the anchor that holds you steady when storms hit, the reminder that the struggle is proof you're still in the fight. So the next time life hurts, remember this: pain doesn't always mean you're losing. Sometimes it means you're becoming. Don't run from the suffering. Refine it. Give it purpose. Let it carve the strength, patience, and power buried inside you. Because once your pain has a reason, absolutely nothing can break you. That's the moment suffering stops being your enemy and becomes your evolution.